Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you very much for being a time traveler. This is your exclusive super full moon message in Cancer in your sign. Keep in mind, it is a collective general reading, not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, it's okay. It just means that it's someone else's message. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, let's begin. Your message, closing door, completion, card number 5. First quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation. Moonlight, Enchanted. Okay. Tell me why closing door, completion, card number 5. First quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation. And Moonlight, Enchanted is the super full moon message in Cancer for Cancer. Why is this their message for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? Why is this their super full moon message? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Hierophant. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Empress. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Hermit. At the bottom of the deck, you have a Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So the feeling I get here is that something that was in your life for quite some time, something that was long-lasting or established, has either closed out in your life or you are in the process here of closing it out in your life. Tell me why this Hierophant energy is here. Tell me why the Hierophant energy is here. I feel like whatever situation, environment, or connection this has been here that is closing out or has closed out is enabling you to like birth something new. And there's something here that if you were to assess the situation as difficult as the ending is, you would also see it as with every ending comes a new beginning. Not that that would necessarily make you feel better about whatever has ended here, but I do feel like this message is one of hope for you. Tell me what the Hierophant is here for Cancer. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hierophant is being clarified by the Devil, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. You may have lost, or maybe you're losing a Capricorn. That's quite possible. Or someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements. For others of you, this was a situation, environment, or connection that you were heavily dependent on, but for all the wrong reasons. It's something that you endured for quite some time. And it's something that even though you may possibly, for some of you, tried to resist the ending, it's almost like the ending was inevitable. I feel like towards the end of whatever this was here that closed out in your life or is currently closing out, I think there was a lot of tension. I think there was a lot of stress. Five of Wands, Ace of Swords, that's the truth, and the Nine of Wands. And I think in the wake of this, you're feeling very wounded. So regardless of what situation, environment, or connection this is for you, I think it's something that you endured for quite some time. The ending was very difficult for you. And I feel like it's left you very wounded. And for some of you, the abrupt ending here was replete with conflict or discord. The Empress. As one door closes, a new one opens. This is the opportunity here for you to create a new chapter in your life. Should you choose to take that route? Some people don't choose to take that route. Some people choose to stay still. I feel like this message is intended to give you hope, to be enchanted about the new possibilities, to be enchanted with the possibilities that life holds. Tell me about the Empress energy here for Cancer. I feel like all hope is not lost. It's only lost if you choose not to pursue this next chapter. One more shuffle here. Thank you. This is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Strength card, and the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. I think part of you is curious about the new beginning, the new chapter here. If this reading is resonating for you, then the feeling that you're most likely experiencing here is there's a bit of inquisitive excitement, like maybe as you research about the new or you're learning something new. I don't think that you're completely afraid of a new chapter. I'm not getting that energy at all. I'm getting this, I'm ready to start exploring what the new chapter looks like, but I'm not ready to maybe start the new chapter today. That's the feeling that I have here, because you are still missing something or someone who is no longer in your life. So you're curious about the new chapter, but holding yourself back from going full throttle into it. If it's not your message, it's just not your message. Please don't force it. But that's kind of what I'm picking up here. Source is asking you, the divine God, Jesus, whatever entity it is that you believe in, they're asking you to assess this situation and to create a strategy. Virgo, high vibing Virgo energy is all about creating a strategy or a plan. There's something here about you looking at this next chapter of your life and playing it like you would play chess. This individual is playing chess here, not playing checkers. So the feeling I get here is like this new beginning won't be 100% easy for you. Like playing the game of checkers is a lot easier than playing chess. This is going to take some more like critical thinking skills for you, maybe some more research and time. But it will be worth it when we're looking at that 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like you need to become enchanted with the goal, because I don't think that the journey to get there will be a rapid one. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. Like, I don't feel like this is overnight healing, overnight success. But it's almost like, I almost want to say success is guaranteed with whatever this is for you, this next chapter, provided you apply yourself. Tell me about the Ace of Wands, and you create a strategy or a plan. Okay, we have the King of Cups here. So the Ace of Wands is clarified by the King of Cups, which is you in masculine form, whether you are female or masculine. Top tier of your card suit. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Ace of Wands is clarified by the King of Cups, the Eight of Wands, which is the second fastest card in tarot, and the Two of Swords, and then the Fool card. Here's your new beginning. So there's something here about you emotionally regulating yourself for the time being in respect to what has closed out or what is closing out for you. To become inquisitive about the new, maybe start researching it or doing some light planning of it. Once you are emotionally healed enough, or you feel emotionally balanced enough to really move towards whatever this new beginning is, I feel like it starts happening very quickly for you. And that's something in that Two of Swords that you may not be seeing. So there's something here about, and let's use the example of you had a, I'm going to just say marriage because we see the Hierophant card. Again, it's just an example. And you apply this example to your life how you see fit. Okay, let's say you had a marriage here that was toxic in nature. Maybe you feel like you stayed in it longer than you should have. And whether by force or by choice, it has ended or it is ending, right? The door is closing here. So this cycle is completing. You now have the opportunity to birth a new chapter of your life. You can possibly relocate, right? Once the divorce is final, maybe you want to relocate. Maybe you want to stay where you're at, but you want to change, the house. Maybe you want to sell the house and get an apartment or leave the apartment or get your own condo. Like whatever your long-term goal is now, that marriage now has come to an end. It's like, well, now that I'm no longer, associated with this individual, or maybe I'm no longer Mr. or Mrs. Blank. Now you get to think about what you want your next chapter to look like. You don't have to do it all in one day. You don't have to relocate. You know what I mean? You don't have to buy a different car. You don't have to change your hair. You don't have to do all those things that people do when they're leaving one relationship. And you certainly don't have to jump into the next relationship right away. You can do this in a very balanced way. You can be inquisitive about the next chapter. Where would I like to live when this marriage is over? Or now that the marriage is over, where would I like to live one day? I feel like that's what that Page of Swords is. It's like, just start to acquire or accrue the information. Get some ideas. Maybe create a vision board for yourself, or just download photos of things you would like, or things you would like to do, or things you would like to have, or a place where you would like to live. I just feel like you need to create some kind of vision board, and that starts with researching what it is that you would like for your future. And there's something in that Empress energy to remain grounded. Whatever this next chapter is for you, I mean, you don't have to do anything, but the advice here with that Empress card, because the Empress is Taurus and Libra energy, right? The Empress is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So the next chapter for you should be something that is grounded and solid and structural, like Taurian energy, but also fair and balanced to you as well, Libra energy. So there's something here about you taking your time. And right now, you don't have to do everything all at once. Just start looking in that Page of Swords. Once you feel ready, and it's like you'll know when you're ready when you feel ready. So I don't think you have to push this new beginning or this next chapter of your life. I just think the message here is that once you feel emotionally calibrated enough to move forward, whether that's relocation or dating again or whatever it is here that you're doing, or finding a new job or launching your own business in that Ace of Wands, you'll know when you're ready, because the King of Cups is the most intuitive king in tarot. So there's something here like you will know emotionally and intuitively when you're ready to proceed forward. And when you do, things start happening fast. That's the feeling here. So I would just use the interim time instead of feeling like nothing's happening and nothing's changing and I want a new beginning, but I'm scared of it. I feel like you should use this time to plan. Remember, you are playing chess now with this next chapter of your life, not checkers. Knight of Cups. Tell me about the Knight of Cups here. Because it's like once you're emotionally balanced, King of Cups, then you can take action as the Knight of Cups, right? Because all knights are action takers. So I feel like then you can progress forward. Tell me about the Knight of Cups. Then you can start dating again or whatever it is here. Launch the business. And do it carefully, because the Knight of Cups is the second slowest knight in tarot. The only other slower knight than that is the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like you don't have to rush this new beginning. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Knight of Cups is clarified by the Three of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Two of Wands. When you're ready, and you'll know when you're ready. Right now, I think a lot of you are sitting at the wide point in that Two of Wands. Like you're not sure. You're kind of, maybe you're feeling like I'm standing still. I feel like I should be doing something, but I'm not quite sure what I should be doing. Or I'm frustrated, right? I want to start, but I don't want to start too soon. I would use the time to just, like I said, get some information here. You'll know when you feel good enough to move forward. As you begin to move forward on whatever this plan is here for you, you're going to start feeling more excited about it. You're going to realize that you made the right decision and everything is happening in divine timing. I know we hate hearing that phrase, but that's the feeling that I get here. Like when you're ready to Six of Swords, move forward, because that is a card of movement, you're automatically going to feel happy. It's not going to feel like a dread. You're not going to feel guilty. There won't be any shame involved. There won't be any nervousness or anxiety. I remember in October of 2023, and I'm not telling you that this is the timeline that will play out for you. I just want to give you my experience. October of 2023, I started thinking, I'm doing tarot readings privately, and I was doing them on YouTube. I was doing them on X, which was Twitter at the time. And I was thinking to myself, I would really like to do it on YouTube, but I was very nervous. So I felt like I was not ready. And I wanted to wait until I felt emotionally stable and my intuition told me to go. So I think it was early January 2024 when I looked at my birth chart and I calculated that April 6th, because of some Jupiter placement in my sign or something like that, that April 6th would be the opportune time for me to launch the channel. And that's what I did. I opened the channel on April 6th, 2024. Sorry, April 6th, 2024. And I used that time from October when I started thinking about it, January when I gave myself the deadline of August 6th, I used all that time to learn. I played around with the camera angle, which at the time I was using my cell phone. I recorded things and then just watched them. I got the YouTube page ready. I really took my time like developing the website. I did it myself because I couldn't afford to pay anyone to do it. I started saving to buy some tarot decks. Like I just did it little by little. I had like an old used kitchen table that I used to have on that side of the room and bought a tablecloth for it. And I just started prepping what it would look like, what my space would look like, how loud I should talk, etc., etc. So let's say this is a business idea for you and you're like, I really want to, but I'm kind of scared. If you're completely scared, I would say not to do it. That doesn't mean never do it, but it means like you're intuitively being told, hey, there's a little bit more for you to learn, or there's a little bit more regarding your skills that maybe you need to brush up on. So if your intuition is telling you just pause, doesn't mean we're not going to do it. Just means we're not going to do it now. Then I would revert right back to that page of swords and say, what do I have to learn, or what do I have to do in order to feel comfortable with this next chapter, with this next phase, with the next thing that I'm launching, or getting back out into the world to date people. Like, again, whatever this is for you, I would keep going back to that page of swords. If it were me, that's what I did for that, like 4 to 6 month period. 10 of Pentacles. I think you need to be enchanted with success, long-term stability, long-term committed partnership, if that's what closed out here for you. Just because something ended doesn't mean that the next blank won't be successful. This relationship ended doesn't mean your next one won't be successful, or that you'll never have a successful one. Just because that job, by force or by choice, you no longer work there, doesn't mean that you won't find another job. So there's that feeling here too of like, I would stay optimistic as much as you can, and believe in the hope that this is yours. Now, you do have to put some effort and some strategy and some planning, but I wouldn't lose sight of this. Tell me more about the 10 of Pentacles. I think you need to get enchanted with life again. That's your message. Tell me about the 10 of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 10 of Pentacles is clarified by the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That, again, 8 of Cups is a card of movement. Once you start walking towards it, it is theirs for the taking. That Ace of Cups is there. The 10 of Pentacles is there. Once you start putting in effort, Queen of Pentacles puts in effort. Queen of Pentacles invest pentacle resources into whatever he or she wants, right? So you will invest time, or you will invest love, or you will invest dedication or energy, etc., etc. Once you begin investing, it literally starts opening up for you. But you have to walk there in your own time. And if you're still sitting in the 5 of Cups, it's okay to pause. For right now, just gather information. Just learn. Just use this time to learn. The Hermit. I would figure out in that Hermit energy what that 10 of Pentacles looks like to you. And I would like reverse engineer it. So for example, when I was thinking of relocating, which I have not done yet, I'm about 5.5 years since I left the marriage, and we're now legally divorced. But I have always thought about relocating. I don't have anything left here, maybe a couple of friends, but they really kind of ended up becoming his friends, or they kind of fell away from me, especially when I started doing this online. I lost a lot of people from my life, and that's okay. That's their choice. But the feeling here is like you can reverse engineer it. So I started looking at different places where I want to relocate. I found one that I really like. And now I have to create a plan. But because I'm a Gemini, I get a little lost in my mind when it comes to creating the plan. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to reverse engineer it. For me to live here, the first thing I want to live here, the first thing I need to do is plan a trip, an inexpensive 3-day trip. So I plan on doing that this spring. 3-day trip, because I want to see the community. I want to see what the local feel is like. I just want to get a better understanding, because videos and knowledge online, Page of Swords is great, but I also need to see it. That's just how I am, like sensory. I need to see it and feel it. And so I thought a couple of days would help, but maybe I can go out with a realtor and just get an idea of what the homes are like, how they're built, and what the cost of living is there. So there's something like that. So you got to reverse engineer it. If I want to live here, then I need to visit it, right? And if I'm visiting it and I like it, then I need to get an idea of what type of home I want to buy and the price range. And now I need to start working on saving for the down payment, maybe improving my credit score so I can get a loan. I would just keep reverse engineering it. And then you'll get an idea of how to start. Okay, today I'm going to start working on my credit report. Next week, I'm going to start cutting down on some expenses to save money. Maybe there are things in my home that I'm not going to take with me when I relocate. I can begin offloading them. I can give them away. I can sell them to make some additional money for the move. That is the idea here. So I would really contemplate what that 10 of Pentacles looks like to you, because once you have a good idea of what it looks like, you can reverse engineer it through knowledge, through intel gathering, to create the plan you need to then move forward. I hope that made sense for someone watching. Tell me about the Hermit energy here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hermit is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. When you're ready, after considerable time that you've given to think about what this is, and you create the plan, when you're ready to go, you have good luck on your side. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiterian energy. It will expand this forward movement that you have here. Justice will be served. That's that fair and balance when I was talking about. As long as whatever this is, you stay grounded and you make it realistic, right? If I'm going to relocate, and I'm planning to go out there for 3 days and meet up with a local realtor, I cannot be looking at homes that are in the $1 million range. I don't have that money. So I have to stay grounded. I have to stay within a much, much lower price range, but that's okay because I'm looking to relocate. So I want to see the homes available in that price range. Just stay grounded. Whatever this plan is for you, as long as you stay grounded and it is fair and balanced to you, when you're ready to launch forward with it, you will be successful with that Wheel of Fortune. There's no doubt about it. So I think right now you need to figure out what your 10 of Pentacles is and then become enchanted with it and do not lose sight of it. And just gather intel now on how you can acquire it or achieve it. 3 cards of advice here for Cancer. 3 cards of advice here while we close out their message. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. King of Wands, when you're ready to take action, that is the natural born leader of tarot. That's the entrepreneur, the visionary. That's someone who sees the big picture. They plan accordingly. And then you have the 2 of Swords, which you saw here. And then you have the Hangman. So just pause. It's the same message. You're wounded and weary because of what you've gone through. 9 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. So you don't have to do anything. You can suspend. You can suspend. You can be analytical. You can gather information. You don't have to make a decision today to launch into that Ace of Wands. All you have to do is figure out what the Ace of Wands is to you. That's your message here. That's your super full moon in Cancer message. Figure out what that Ace of Wands is for you or what that 10 of Pentacles is for you and just start gathering the intel. Once you're ready to launch, you will be successful. I was going to say the King of Sagittarius. The King of Wands is the 2nd decan of Sagittarius. That's Jupiterian energy. I feel, and it is the 3rd decan of Scorpio. So when you're ready to take action, you will transform your life and good luck will follow. That is what I have for you, Cancer. That is your full moon in Cancer message. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to become, if you like that message and it resonated with you, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you once again for being a time traveler. I'm sorry for what it is that you have gone through. Be kind to yourself during this process. The future you want is waiting for you. You don't have to rush towards it. When you're ready to move, it will warmly greet you. That is what I have for you, my dear. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.